Well, people have different views about the whole proceedings of Tynwald Day, and with me is Mark here, head of Mec Vannin. You're here on the backfield doing all this, and some people probably think you should be the centre of attention, really. This is what it's all about.
Well, Tynwald Day, it's now really a bank holiday for the greater part. Yes, a lot of people do come out to the ceremony here itself. There was a time when it was actually the law that free men had to attend, and you could be fined, I think, something in the region of £6 if you didn't. And it was very important in that it was where the laws were promulgated and could only be enforced once promulgated from the Hill. Now, that was changed in the First World War to allow the legislation for conscription to be forced through. So now a law has to be promulgated within 18 months of its enactment. The fair, of course, came on the back of that because it was once a year when people could really meet, from all parts of the island. But it has become a bit of a pageant in recent years. Now, we as the Manx National Party are a bit a non-mainstream voice as far as politics go, in that it's I wouldn't say it's consensus government, it's monolithic government. There is no real voices of dissent within the Tynwald. So we're here to sort of give a not by default an alternative viewpoint, but certainly to raise our voice for the Manx people.
Yeah.
And we've been here every year, not personally, but Mec Vannin have been here for getting on 50 years each year.
I mean, what would you like to see done to this event to make it better for you?
More relevant to the Manx people. I think the 32 on the hill should extract their heads from a dark place, and it's an act of self-glorification for the great part. I mean, one of the things that was said to us yesterday when we were setting up stall, will you have any music going? No, we don't. We're a political party. Apparently there were complaints last year about the music interrupting or could be heard on the hill, which is about 100 yards away that way. Well, that is the result of the fair and the Tynwald ceremony being split in 1979, when they had the Millennium Ceremony and all this grand organisation, all these visiting people were brought from various places in the world, and the fair was shovelled onto this side. This isn't actually the Fairfield, that's the Fairfield over here on the other side of the grandstand. So there's two separate events.
Which is my point earlier. I mean, you're here on the back bit, and you feel this should be the centre of attention.
Yes,
really.
yes. That is the case. The fair should be looking on the ceremony, and then the two work together. And what you have now is two events, and if the ones on the hill get upset about something actually taking attention away from them over here, then they should reorganise it and put it back to as it was traditionally for hundreds of years.
Mec Vannin in general, how's your membership doing?
Well, we've had an uptake recently. We've been a bit too quiet, I'll readily admit to that. We've been a bit too quiet, but as we were discussing at a meeting the other night, it's where do you start? It's just there's so many issues facing us at the moment, and the worst of it is a lot of it has stemmed from issues that we have warned against, becoming so reliant upon the finance sector and transient money, speculative investments, very little that we can tie down to the Isle of Man and reinvest within the Isle of Man in terms of both their physical resources and the people resources. Yes, there's a world recession at the moment, and the government can hide behind that to an extent, but a lot of the problems we are facing, and it's going to get worse over the next 3 years, are self-inflicted. And yet we're still to maintain an artificial building industry, granting planning permission for hundreds of houses to be built around the island when it's getting increasingly difficult to sell the existing ones. This is not good economics, it's not good policy. So, rather than getting up and dressing in Edwardian costume once a year, which I've never quite understood, and getting upset when somebody plays a bit of music, at the same time, maybe they should concentrate on really sort of getting their feet back on the ground and reconnecting with the people. I'll just extend this a bit longer to say, take an example, the Sefton bailout. Now, when has that ever happened before? You've got a private investment company, it's that the shareholders are all, be it corporate or individual, they've taken their capitalist risk, and the Isle of Man government is a capitalist government by default, and when it's all gone wrong on them, and that's how it works in capital investment, they've bailed them out. And Would they do that for other companies, other privately owned companies that are not of a national interest? You could make exceptions to like the steam packet, because the steam packet is an extremely important lifeline. There would be a case of national interest there, but the Sefton Group is just a hotel chain.